Whereas top esports have a little bit more dive, and Bessa, Wukong, Akali, as you were talking about, so much backline threat. To me, you look at this draft and I'm thinking, Caps, they put a target on your head and they're looking to take you out of this game. It's bot lane 2 versus 2. Remember, an early base comes through from Han Summer. Jackula goes for a bunch of fights, then he goes back and he TPs early, coming back to lane, and he keeps up the pressure. He's built up a very nice lead in the bot lane 2 versus 2, and the pressure he has resulted...
Broken Blade, nice timing on the level 6, debating if he wants to commit further.
Well, does mean that we have the possibilities for contesting at least a couple of them.
One grub already down. Kanavi, though, uses his smite, so may opt to just back away rather than needing to go all in.
G2 have to be very careful. Burst damage from Akali right now is huge. Akali plus Wukong.
Cream on the way in. Unbreakable coming in for Hong. Skewmon going a little bit wide and winds become lightning, and G2 pulling back as a 4-stack. That's 1-to-1 in terms of overall grubs. TES will grab the 2 grub buff. G2 again didn't want to push their luck. Have to be so careful fighting into that Braum, fighting into that level 6 Wukong.
Yeah.
Ulti for ulti, but they get the flash from 369. Traded for Lebrovs as TES. See an opportunity bot side. G2 stepping too far forward. Q flash from Hong goes completely wide, but it doesn't matter. The concussive blows connecting in the end, and it's first blood for Jackie Love.
He got 400
He got flogged. Yeah, that's rough.
That was some good punches there from 369. Chunks caps down below 50% and earns the objective pretty effortlessly.
And it feels like a repeat of what we saw in the first game of Swiss. They have full control over the early objectives. They're trying to make a play on a Jackula, but he's not afraid of anything.
Entering strike goes wide, but the ultimate from Varus does not. Immediate TP in. Lebrov about to get one shot. Jackula happy to have a second kill. Hung gonna make sure he donates. No, they donated to Cream, who contributed nothing. Top lane tier 1, and 369 builds that individual lane advantage, and the rest of the team now coming home to reap the rewards. Caps and the rest of G2 want to cover. They do not want to concede this tower. Lebrov ghosting in. Riding in on a steel horse, ulti available, no flash, but he might not need it. Hung gonna be sacrificed. TES sticking around a bit too long on the top side, and Caps happy to reap the rewards.
So all of the supports are the party favors that you were mentioning. Willing to donate, the sacrifice, as you say, Kanavi.
Kanavi kicking things off with the Cyclone. Cream waiting behind, still has access to the perfect execution, no, on cooldown from the previous play. Portabout also used with the public execution, taking out Lebrov. And it's not just the mid laners taking the kills, the junglers as well. The early lane swap was a bit different, but this control, the advantages they built in lanes, transitioning it now into the Herald, TES dominating game 1. All in though, Caps! No time for redemption!
Cream, baby, back to his origins on the Akali, abusing Orianna.
Use any of his HP. 100-0 Caps, no flash on the Orianna, and now the side lanes, I mean, just look at the minimap, fully in control.
The group and force.
G2 ignoring topside, letting that wave be deleted because they know they need to defend mid lane. Rift Herald, Kanavi mounted up. Looking for a knock-up, unbreakable for a brief moment. Now moving into the backside, that's the Cyclone. Skewmon gets out the Crescent Guard to mitigate some of the damage, but he's still locked down by Jackie Love. Moving into the circle briefly as Hong does his best to body block. All in from G2. The public execution brings 369 right into G2's backline, and they start to fall. TES make it look effortless. Cream pulled back, the shockwave, Caps, a moment, he turns it back for G2 and takes 2 in return.
Let's get back to live though, because after that fight,
Shockwave in just a few seconds. G2 know they have an angle to turn it. It's a brief window of opportunity. They managed to take away the Drake. Now they're keeping the fight going though. Excellent ulti again, catching out Skewmon. He's been locked down, he'll be sacrificed. TES get 1 on the exit kills, but G2 slow the soul stacking.
Poke from Jackie Love, the poke coming through from Cream, knowing that he has the assistance of Hong. They keep G2 at arm's length, but they don't yet start the objective. They want to get the tower, and this will go uncontested.
G2 losing more and more control over the bottom side. Passive control gone now that the tower's been deleted. Kanavi poking his head in. It's the blue buff picked up. Recognizing a brief window of opportunity. They need to make this work.
369 is trying to buy first and then teleport in.
8K getting lower. Kanavi looking for the flank. G2 have no idea. They want to burn this down. They see the TP now. They realize they may have overstepped, but the Otacon's been leashed. TES want to fight. Double redemption, but they're grouping for the Cyclone. Crescent Guard denies it for a brief moment, but all of G2 have to run because once again, it is 369 and Cream back to back. The triple kill for the Akali. G2 are helpless in the face of this top esports dive.
He's rolling all 9s today. This Ambessa is insane.
Top esports collapse like wolves and tear G2 a Caps.
Caps wants to clear the wave, I guess. Buys a brief moment with the Zanya to contemplate his failures because he will not get any kills.
He clears out the wave, but questionable play there as the Otacon is secured by Top Esports. A 7K gold lead. And just beautiful team fighting from this Top Esports squad. The fact that G2 had no recourse, no escape as they get picked apart.
To contest, but remember, that Otacon was built on an early game from TES that was so commanding, that was so confident. That was already a Hail Mary for G2. And frankly, at this point, Hail Marys are all they have left.
Esports take as many camps as they can. Lebrov's base will be interrupted as Top Esports take full control through the mid lane. They secure themselves another tower. Everything going the way of TES.
They have remained calm this in Mbessa. The turn is crazy threatening. 369 though, he's still out on the map.
Q flash coming in for the shattering strike. Skumon gonna follow up. Public execution gets a little bit of space for 369 as he flashes out. The Drake Hound step, but the shockwave brings him right back. Hung on the way in to try to protect his top laner, blocking so much damage with the Unbreakable. And now it's Cream in the Shroud. 5 members. The death ball of G2 as Cream dashes right back out. And Kanavi goes in. TES diving, dodging, cutting through G2. And now it's Broken Blade to try to turn it back. He's gone all out, but it might be too late. Skumon staying living for a brief moment. Redemption now coming in. The extra healing from Thunder Sky will not do a damn thing. Broken Blade down, an ace for TES.
Absolutely beautiful from Top Esports once again. Cream went in a little bit too eager. He was isolated from his team, but the moment that Kanavi finds the angle onto the backline.
For both of these teams, there are questions about how they will respond to pressure. For now, Cream needs to worry about responding to the Zen, though, as he dodges through, managing to get away from the shockwave. Redemption going in. He will dash through with the perfect execution. Goes back in onto Caps. I don't think he needed to go back in.
Kanavi can...
That one wasn't it, but Cap's gonna flash out. The exhaust is there. Wants to convert the kill back onto Caps. Lebrov there trying to body block as best he can. Slow coming in from the Celestial opposition. Crucially, the piercing arrow.
In that situation in the game, that is worth, because you
absolutely.
actually cut down on the pages. They're gonna need a lot more.
Cream dig at the Zanyas though, so we'll have access to another stasis effect as Kanavi's just stepping forward to poke. Ulti from Jackie Love locking down Broken Blade. It's a split fight. Kanavi still stepping forward, not hesitating to do so much work. Shockwave only connecting onto 369, but it just does not stop him!
Oh my god!
Passive procs left and right, running down G2 Esports. A double kill for Jackie Love as these kills are donated to him so consistently. Flashes over the wall. He knows a dead body when he sees it, and G2 out of this game 1.
Cream was just the start of the main dish of 369 had yet to arrive, and my goodness, did it blow G2 away in game 1.
G2 sent reeling. TES, the dominance from Swiss was not a one-time thing. G2 sent back to the drawing board as TES run a victory lap around Summoner's Rift. This is one, but this is a champ that we've seen, even if it gets small lane advantages, even if it's okay at one item, a lot of teams really struggle to work. It's not just about dilution. Everyone on the team has to be ready to play around this pick.
Jackie to level 1. You're gonna stay level 1, buddy.
Jackie Love has to be
Lost
frustrated.
everything. He lost it
Level
all.
3 from Lebrov. Can't sidestep as the initial Q connects. Hansama only level 2. Is able to proc to press the attack. Jackie Love so damn low. Skumon starting to walk down. TES imprisoned under this bot lane tower. If they go anywhere else, they will fall. And if they leave, they will fall
Jackie
even
needs level
further
2.
behind. Jackie Love desperately needs access to the spell shield, but it looks like Skumon might just start to walk him down. Knockup is there, but again, Lebrov 3 for 3 on the bindings. Hong though clutch as he fires back.
Ooh, G2 barely get out alive with the other 2 members. Mid though.
Caps caught out, procs the phase rush, starts to run, will be able to make it away. Hung on the way in to try to finish off the run. Q, flash, slowed down. Skumon getting a little bit more damage. Down goes Hong. He wanted to turn it back, but G2 find another.
You want to leave the Galio isolated versus Rumble anyway. You just continue to stack dragons, have Ryze constantly hovering to gank on bottom side, and Skumon keep on clearing from top side down to bottom side here, scaling up on the Mundo as well. Though G2 progressed the game plan pretty smoothly here as Skumon level 6 on Mundo just farming away, and with the extra grubs as well. You know, he got second Skeletal Crab, so he got that extra leverage over Kanavi, then getting the grubs as well. It's just so nice for this champ.
G2 happy to have all 3 Void Grubs. And again, TES, we saw what a dive comp looks like when you get these big leads early on.
This time it's not fake pressure. He has the ulti available. He's been spotted.
Cap spotted Jackie Love on the run, now realizes there's really nowhere for him to go. The last bastion of safety. TP not quite there for Cream. TP not quite there for 369 as the Colon comes out onto Jackie Love, getting lower and lower. The heal already popped. Caps waiting off to the side. Skumon tanking the tower. The TPs are now coming in. That's the feat of warfare for G2. And the portal out. A flawless heist on the top side, the equalizer. Too damn late.
Way to safety. And now we return back to live as Caps has found Hung.
Hung straying way too far forward. Thought he had an angle. Thought G2 were resetting, but punished for his hubris.
And after game one where Hans Summon just straight up got bodied by Jackie Love in the matchup, to come in game two, brush that one off, and then have a performance like this, Broken Blade moves into mid to catch the wave. And as you highlighted, Dracos, they're just allowing 369 that solo farm. He's building a lead of his own, but the rest of the map is going all the way of G2.
Uncommitted into going into Broken Blade. That's the fate sealed for the follow-up. A lot of time wasted here. They do get Broken Blade, but LeBron moving up as well. TES finally finding an angle to strike back.
Far behind, but it's all in setup and preparation for that top side. I will say that bot vision has kind of been littered across the map from LeBron. He's got great deep wards everywhere on the map.
Kanavi on the flank though. Hansama caught out for a brief moment. Cream finds him isolated and hard reads the play. Hansama name changing to Dr. Seuss after that one. Cream demolishes him.
But taking out Hans Summer gives a nice window for Jackie Love to get some much needed XP here in game two.
Wow, that was just such a masterful play here for TS. Perfect timing for them to punish G2 and delete the gold lead almost instantly. Yone and have some huge threat. Dragon though stacking is still available for G2. They're starting it out very quickly. Broken Blade walking over. Galio ultimate ready.
Eyes on Hansama and the Coling. The most fed, individually powerful member of this G2 lineup. He has to perform in the fight. It's the flank for Broken Blade for now. 369. The ulti combo is real from TES if they can find the angle. Kanavi moving forward, Hung getting chunked out. Taunt off to the side. Kanavi uses ult. It's the drag down for TES. They no longer with the fight. They want to get out. Quick fate sealed from TES. But now the Realm Warp in. G2 moving forward. The suitcase connecting onto Cream, but they don't quite find the snare. TES retreating well, getting the initial objective. Their fate now tempered. Jackie Love locked up. Surely the Simmer falls here, but it's a quick flash back, and G2 walk away empty-handed.
Now Hung may have found a nice angle onto Caps.
Caps, no Realm Warp, and they know it. Kanavi here as well, the Profane Hydra, a lot of potential burst damage, move in, reset on the blade, Terra shape, grasp to try and finish it, the Ishtal's edge, knocking down Caps.
And just like that, Top Esports have eliminated the goal difference. All of that advantage that G2 had managed to build disappears.
Super far behind. They've got a Blade of the Ruined King Yone and a Leandri's Rumble to be able to roast through the Mundo here. Skumon did go very heavily into armor, both the crit reduction as well as the Tabis, and getting the minus damage on auto attacks. So 369 still gonna kind of burn right through him.
Difficult position for G2 now. Early levels to now comfortably catching waves and farming in the mid lane. Definitely not what G2 were planning for as Kanavi caught out for a moment. Ulti keeps him safe. Connects onto two. G2 thought they had the angle, but TES turn it right back. Hong going through the wall, looking for the setup. Initial binding going down. Redemption coming in to heal up G2 as they're ready to turn it back. Broken Blade there to cover both teams. Fist fighting for control. Ulti in from Cream goes completely wide. He's forced to snap back, but the root is still there. G2 holding on.
Mint though is so good at stealing objectives.
Waiting on that cooldown for the Terra shape so you can get the double Q off. 4K.
Don't let him in.
Does he want to risk the 50-50? The answer is yes, but Skumon connects with the smite, secures the Otacon for G2.
That's huge. That's flash off of Kanavi as well. No flash on the Kiana. And went in with Grass, hoping that the invisibility is going to buy him time to get a better smite. Timing for himself.
Oh, fed, working towards what I imagine will be the Infinity Edge. And once he gets it, my goodness, will this Lucian be scary.
That he will as Hung cut out for a brief moment, but it looks like he's turned it back onto Lebrov. Thought the portal would keep him safe, but it did not. Mundo passive removed, won't be able to pick up the canister, means Skumon is vulnerable. Heart Zapper there, forced to use the maximum dosage, starting to heal out. The taunt still connects onto Cream, but an excellent equalizer to zone away Hansama. Healing reduction does mitigate some of it. This is about half HP. TES now retreating. They've burned so many ultimates. Keep your eye on the fate sealed. Cream on the flank, but he's not going to be able to get much done. His Caps is already looking to take things over, but the ulti still hits! Cream in the clutch, trading 1-for-1. Skumon and Caps blinking health bars against 4 standing members of TES.
Incredible triangulation of the engage from Cream onto Hansama, taking him out. Caps is the fearsome member of G2 still left alive, but with the teleport, TES will force them off the objective.
Lebrov inbound with the tempered fate, but it does look like TES will tie up the Drakes. 369 not going to follow the magical journey. 1,000 in his favor. Still an extra BF sword. But keeping my eyes on 369, the Rumble continues to benefit as Jackie Love has been caught out. Skumon finding him. Kanavi's ulti not doing a damn thing. Mundo going where he pleases. The ulti from the Bard not quite connecting. Ulti from the Rumble, the equalizer, doing a bit of damage back. But the
early position into the brush of the red quadrant of the jungle rewards them.
He's catching Nu. Hong's able to find the knockup, working through. Extra damage onto Skumon now going through. Cream is going to follow the snapback coming in, but Hansama's already gotten a kill in return. Skumon is just healing too much. The armor, the crit reduction paying off. TES thought they could do one better, but they absolutely could not.
Ring around the rosy.
Heckblast goes over. Running. Okay, he's dead. And Hong, I gotta be honest, it's been a rough one. You said it earlier, but just continues to make these little mistakes as now 369 is in jeopardy. Shut down on his head, a bounty that G2 are eager to collect. 369 doing a lot of damage, but crucially the taunt turning away from Caps. Caps now 3 kills.
Honestly, this pace, G2 are snowballing. They're turning it up. They're creating some chaos here. And
second blue trinket
come down.
Spots it out. Skumon, of course, happy to tank up a lot of this damage. A massive risk to be certain. Tempered Fate available. TES group. LeBron holding onto it as long as he can. Kanavi, the grass blade ready to go. Stun onto Jackie Love connecting. Caps immediately going to follow. Redemption coming through, but it's not enough. Once again, Jackie is picked off. Cream coming in with the Q3, but it's just too late. Kanavi trying to make his way out, but he isn't able to grab the grass blade, and down he goes. G2 might not get the Baron yet, but they sure as hell take the fight.
A scary situation that is masterfully handled. G2 find a nice turn onto top Esports, who don't 5 or 5 members. They put the pressure onto Kanavi, they get the pick onto Jackie Love, and they're looking to secure their first Baron of the series.
what a domino effect for G2. And picking off the Rumble in the side lane results in the pressured 5v4 at Baron. They get all the kills. That allows you really impressive use of a Baron buff that guarantees towers will be destroyed, gold will be accrued for G2, and the poise that they have showed on stage here after being demolished in game number 1.
Mid, one more coming in bot before the Baron will fade away. Skumon chunked out. A nice magical journey to usher G2 into the mid lane. Out-rotating TES for a brief moment does mean the inhibitor should fall. TES, I think, need to give this one up. Cannot afford to force a fight, especially with the Kiana at this angle. No big walls to play around.
Bottom side, and they're going to get this tower as well.
Tower flashing from Hong, looking for the 3-man immediate fall, but he's only going to connect on the Broken Blade. Creep cannot find the ulti, but Skumon sure as hell can't find the back line. G2 moving through, but Kanavi found the shutdown. In the meantime, the healing now going in. It's a jungler down, but Hansama is dead as well. Jackie Love and 369. Needing now to hold the line. 369 moving through. Jackie Love in the mid lane. TES a bit over-eager on the force there. G2 happy to punish as Cream manages to find the knockup. Continuing to poke at G2. And in the end, it'll only be the second inhibitor as G2 set their sights on their third dragon.
Meant that G2 could secure their second inhibitor. They'll put themselves onto solve points, and they'll hold on to the lead for now.
To be able to really catch back up. And so G2, they're not going to give them that time. 2 inhibitors down, and they're coming for the third.
It's down onto Skumon.
Another wave here. Cream finally going to reset, ready to engage in the fight. 2-man ulti coming in from Kanavi, and LeBron is on the way out, calling over the wall, taking down Hong as 369 also trying to fire back. The Flame Spitter doing a decent amount of work, but here comes the Realm Warp. Kanavi ulti already gone. He's got no course. Make it out of this one. The grass blade keeps him standing, though, crucially. Flashing from Cream. This time, Hansama's got the movement. Manages to make it out of the way with the Relentless Pursuit, and now Caps chasing down the remaining members of TES. G2 firing back in this game, too, and they may just look to end it here.
G2 bounce back in a masterful way. They stick to their comfort.
Kanavi, decent start to the fight, but it's just not enough. You said it, Betty. A masterful bounce back. We had questions. G2 had answers. The series tied at 1-1.
Beautiful game plan. Attack the bottom lane. G2 just destroyed Jackie and Hong.
They need to secure a few more kills before they round things out. Smiles, handshakes. Ivan has a lot of champions to support, whether it be Caitlyn on the back line or Sylas/Renekton on the front line. Sylas both and Renekton are great skirmishers.
Forcing a cleanse out from Jackie Love.
Now that trap combo is scary, so he wants to avoid as much damage as possible. Now Skumon making his way top lane.
Blake can just leverage the stun here. Infernal Chains do pull him back, but it might not matter. Skumon, decent damage now coming in. The shield extra slow there. Broken Blade still waiting for that cooldown, though. Might not be able to finish it. Does not want to go under tower. One more auto, and Skumon manages to seal the deal.
Beautiful CC combination Renekton stun into Rootcaller from the Ivern.
Feels like in years.
Yeah.
Coming to full effect here in Game 3 of this best of 5.
And the other big thing is Wall Thresh can be a very feast or famine champion. If you're the team who gets to set up first, he can feel so powerful.
Yeah, same thing for Caitlyn and the Caitlyn traps. Nice little brush line here is going to allow the quicker stack up as well. Lantern safety is still there. Nicely done from G2. All 3 grubs acquired.
Top Esports know that with the pressure they have in bot, the wave clear they've got in mid, this should be an uncontested objective. Ivan hovering around mid lane means that 369 shouldn't feel like he's in too much danger. Hansama and Labrov will just fish for poke, and you can see the Ezreal ultimate as well. Coming through the top lane, trying to thin out that wave, also threaten G2's bot lane in the event of the dive, but Hans is more than happy to just play for plates right now.
And despite a difficult first few levels, right, where JackeyLove and Hong are able to put all that pressure down, Hansama and G2 have been able to bring themselves back in this game. It's a 200 gold advantage, but perhaps a bit too keen to take away some of these camps. Labrov is there with the Lantern. Can it get him out this time? The answer is no. Skewmon gonna fall, but gonna move with the fancy footwork just in time for JackeyLove to snipe out the kill.
The triple wards dropped, plus extra bodies on top of the Lantern. And they are at least gonna trade top side for bottom side pressure.
Trading sides of the map, of course, Trundle a terror on those towers, and while there's a lot of tools to protect Hansama, not quite able to work through that objective quickly, even with the power of 3 grubs from the plays early on.
And I think Top Esports want to keep this going. Even with the grubs advantage that G2 has, this should be an easy cross map for Top Esports as 369 will be able to secure that tower. The problem for 369 is hook. He doesn't realize that there are 3 wards on the bot side of the map. TP is available for caps. TP is about to come up for Broken Blade. They could look for a very deep flank to get a collapse onto 369.
Yes, though, see an easy angle to set up around this Drake. G2 aren't going to have any bot prio. It will be difficult if they want to contest this. I think more likely that they just give it away.
Yeah, I think it's the trade. My question is, are they going to try and send 3 people towards Cream at the moment? We have Labrov like looking over the side wall here to see if they can pressure this way.
I will say that XP going the way of Top Esports right now, mainly because 369 has spent so much time isolated in the side lane. Cream doing the same. They both have about a half a level lead as G2 pushing this top wave in with the Heralds. Not much the Top Esports can do to stop it.
Ulti onto Broken Blade.
Caps has to be so careful here. He is completely isolated from his team. And of course, when I say that, that means that he has to fight.
Playing on the edge. Labrov obviously moving into the mid lane, as is Hansama, but Hansama has to be careful not to step too far forward. Has Skewmon to protect him, and not just 1 redemption, Vedius, but 2 ready to go. Now they suspect TP coming in from 369. Might not have flash, might not have ulti, but there to back the team up on the objective.
If they don't have Caitlyn, they cannot fight. So the timing window here for Hans walking back is just going to be too slow. This is for sure just TES objective.
And credit to TES, recognizing the strength of their own composition, that they had enough control on top side to go for it. Drake to TES immediately following.
This could be the fight. Broken Blade's going back to buy. Caps
on the side, but spotted out by TES. Knockup is good from 369. Lantern going to pull him back. Decent ulti coming in from JackeyLove. Redemption getting those health bars right back up. TES pull away from the Drake, but Kanavi wants to fish for more. Pillar down in the mid lane, won't have much effect. Hook connecting onto Hong, but Labrov stuns himself to throw it down, and it's a severing bolt from the skies to knock him down. Caps will fall as well as JackeyLove fearlessly shifts forward.
The JackeyLove engage. He will arcane shift into your face, and they take down Labrov, they take down Caps, and they will take down the Dragon.
Top Esports are playing with their range flawlessly. G2 cannot approach at all. They suffocate G2 away from the vision, they take apart their HP, and they catch Caps out of position. To them controlling that space, but they haven't been able to do that this game as Top Esports goes to Soul Point.
Can they find a surprise pick?
Root Collar over the wall. Broken Blade immediately going to stun him. So much damage. Barely gets a chance to push the subjugate. And likely still going to fall. The shutdown is there. 369 running, but the second Root Collar crucially does not connect. And now when they hit you with something, they heal. That's just not a great position.
I mean, I'm personally very worried about a Hui level 16. You get the extra rank in that ultimate for Cream, and the team fights are just so hard to play. For everybody except for Hansama, because the rest of G2 are going to be clumping.
Labrov They're going a little bit wide, but now he's just completely isolated himself. Flash forward with the play. Broken Blade ready to come over the wall immediately into the back of the line, but Jackie Love is still standing for now, untouched. Broken Blade trying to move forward, but 369 perfectly interrupts. Jackie Love shift back over the wall, now able to free fire, but Hansama is firing back just as well. Trap down, Redemption coming in. The Kayla needs to make the difference, but it's 369 into the back line with the triple.
Caps is going to run for his life, but 369 still on the hunt. Even though Caps survives, it does not matter.
The team, the LPL Aatrox comes all the same. It is the fear of all European teams as 369 comes up massively in this team fight. A triple kill secured, a soul secured.
They have Ocean Soul, they can sustain forever. Skumond is so far away on the Ivern. As steal is very difficult. Okay, Lantern can get him closer. Is the miracle here?
Skumon needs to get the steal. 5K getting lower. Caps waiting over the wall, taking a bit of poke already. Root down from Skumon. Alti's coming in. LeBron getting lower and lower. 369 looking to isolate him completely. The jungler deleted. Kanavi remains on the Baron. Caps hoping for a desperation steal, but it absolutely will not work. The Ocean Soul, the Baron empowering TES as they take the objective. Hansama, Q connecting, Infernal Chains, and it's beautiful from 369.
Top Esports deny the steal from G2. Top Esports is hunting for more kills, and Top Esports is looking to go match point in this best of 5.
Lantern there, but TES running G2 down. Caps finally going in, but that's not a 1v1 you want. Jackie Love in melee range, fist fighting the Silas without fear.
And TS are inside the base. They've got Baron buff on. They can just go for the rest of the buildings.
Reset coming in from Broken Blade. Skumon there. But it's not enough. 39 seconds on Caps, 13 on Hansama. The True Shot Barrage will not connect, but TES just keeping the siege going. One tower to fall. Broken Blade marked up by the Spiraling Despair. Trying to hold on to the mental in the final moments as the last member of G2 falls. Hansama there just in time to watch TES move on to match point, and they're making it personal as they take him down.
I will say though, as good as it is in the matchup, I feel like G2's composition all kind of wants to do the same thing, hit the target that's in front of you, and with a Poppy, the ability to just remove someone from the equation.
Hansama getting ready to fight, but they're at a man disadvantage for now. Skumon and Caps on the way up. Remember, the Draven, the potential gold income from the stacks could be massive, but Hansama is zoned away completely right now, and they recognize a window of opportunity. Kanavi immediately going to go forward. Hung not able to find the knockup. A clever use of the heroic charge from Skumon. Hansama off to the side. Eyes on the Draven. The knockup is there, and Hung might just go down. That's the ulti and the first blood to G2.
Kanavi wanted to steal away a Grove, but he gets Ornn ulted.
Ornn called. Kanavi still running, zoned away from the objective. LeBron pretending to be a melee minion.
And guarantee that they can then shove Kanavi away from the Scuttle Crab and get the Dragon on top of it afterwards here. So really playing around the Yuntal completed Hansama.
369 thinks he's safe.
Level 9 though. Ulti available, as is the Flash. G2, they've got Skumon in the way, but they need to be careful not to go too soon. Root does connect onto 369. They spot Skumon now coming in. Hansama forced to flash away. 369 manages to connect with the wall. Flash forward, 2 into the wall, and here comes Kanavi! 369 playing with patience, punishing G2.
Oh, 369 is insane. He alley-oops into the wall for Kanavi to clean it up. Comes down and gets 2 kills onto the Nefiri.
Caps will see this coming. But Kanavi taking his time to move in. A nice backstep. Scat of the week is going to be big here. Eyes on Caps. 369 starts to stack the Rage. Ulti's still not quite available. They managed to lock him up. Going to try to burst him down because it's Broken Blade out of nowhere on the flank to secure the kill.
Top laners really want to be bot lane. They TP to bot. Broken Blade assists with the kill. He'll help his team get the first tower of the game as well. Cream will be left isolated top to pick up farm where he can. But was Top Esports now being the proactive players?
Objective for G2, they are very close to getting them. Top side here is kind of being answered and will eventually go down, so is at least going to be Cream, the victor, getting some extra money in recompense.
It's G2 to start off this objective as 369 looks to secure another tower for his team.
369 gained and then lost a bit of a gold lead in the isolated 1v1 after Broken Blade was able to TP in and get that first kill. Cap zoning hung off. Cream now moving in. Just a bit of cheeky poke. won't be able to steal away the Herald.
One lane. There's not a lot that Broken Blade can do about it except kind of like collect the wave once it gets up to the secondary tower. And it does result in a Chemtech Dragon here.
So G2 kind of have to cover this side lane. They have to overstack and they have to leave Broken Blade on the weak side of the map in order to really play through these side objectives. Caps will secure that tower, equalizing us.
Teleport play here. They're trying to pincer 369.
369 starting to back up, extra movement speed from the Hyper proc. Ulti out, not a lot of rage. Stack trying to bounce, but he's not going to find the angle. Instantaneous knock-up, the Fury stacking. 369 living for an extra moment, but not nearly long enough. Cream comes down, but it's just too late.
G2, I like this move with the Rift Herald. They have extra pressure towards mid lane.
So much threat. You can see the range of the Scout of the Week from Caps makes it so easy to poke out Kanavi. Jackie Love, shorter range, all things considered, so can't really walk up to that wave without risking his life as he doesn't have the ulti. He doesn't have the cleanse.
For his ultimate ability, it's not going to be ready for the Otacon fight, though.
Skummon's already started this objective. The TP early, used by 369. Both teams looking for a brawl.
No control over the opposite side, Tribush from G2, but it seems like they are unconcerned, happy to just force the front to back. Hung on the flake, no quickness available, but he does have access to the exhaust. 3K on the objective. G2 are trying to burn it down, but Kanavi's not having it. The Forge God called, Broken Blade exhausted, knocked out G2, hand delivering the objective to the side of TES. 369 wants a bit more. The Hyper procs coming in, Scout of the Week, pushing back TES, but G2 losing so damn much.
Gets the double kill as well. This Victor, a full level up over Caps, accelerating into the mid and late game. Top Esports, we were saying, what will be the fight that really breaks this game open? And I think we just saw it. Top Esports now with a huge advantage here in game 4.
There's so much damage out. Flashing in immediately, Skummon trying to escape with his life, but he just burns down. And they could not clutch it.
I think G2 just played way too fast. They funneled themselves into this narrow choke. We go back to live.
369 likely to fall here. Caps laying down a good bit of damage. They're going to give the cash out to Han Sama, crucially. Big chunk of gold, 1,000 immediately into his pocket.
Can just scoop that one up.
For a few moments.
They don't have damage, though, so...
No, it's denying the brief window of opportunity, but it is important, right? Red buff across 5 members at this point in the game is big.
Poke from Cream. Nothing to underestimate. You can see the health bars.
Kanavi already used the W. They see that as an opportunity to go in. Instant focus coming in for G2, but Kanavi still stands. TES have weathered the storm, and it's Kanavi now on a killing spree. Here comes home. G2 thought they had the angle, but Kanavi lives.
Top Esports hold the line. The engage from G2 does not set up the fight that they were looking for, and the response was brutal. Top Esports find 4. 369 is looking to take out Caps.
About to go Mega. One more Hyper proc giving him the extra movement speed. One more auto, the boomerang to get it done.
369 finishes the job, and TES will take the Baron.
Poppy, but then they can't quite close the gap. We turn back to live.
Another fight breaking out. This time Lebrov in trouble. 369 there. Kanavi on a rampage. Baron still empowering TES, but you said it right. They thought they had the angle. They thought they could kill the Nefiri. They didn't have the damage in the right place.
A very nice re-engage, and you have to feel like that was the final fight of the series. A 6.5k goal lead for Top Esports, a Baron buff as well, another pick onto Lebrov. Things are falling apart for G2.
Ulti coming in from Kanavi. Goes intangible, and Caps just gets cut down. Everything connecting, the reset on the ulti there. Hansama not powerful enough. Skumon tries to get the space, and it's the cash out. TES overeager, the shutdown for Hansama, but the pressure still mounting as the tier 2 falls. The Baron still there, empowering the remaining members of TES. Just a 1-for-1 in the end. The gravity field coming in too. The ulti to follow. Hung with an ulti of his own, looking to lock down Hansama, who for now is untouched. The lifesteal is there, and he's living for an extra moment, but here comes Jackie Love. Wants to make the difference. It's just Broken Blade and Lebrov left. He is here to clean it up. No man left standing.
Cream even lives in TES. They are going to go inside the base. The Baron buff still on. They're looking at semifinals.
TES. They waited 5 long years. Jackie Love. 5 years since they've been to a semifinal. They don't want to wait any longer. They don't want to give G2 or Caps a moment to breathe. TES
take down Caps, take down G2, strike revenge for MSI, and move on to the semifinals.